Welcome to Nostalgic Necro, and today in the arena we are playing Mythic Mike's United Skeletons deck. I know that this deck has been out for a while, but I was on vacation when Mythic Mike released it, and as soon as I saw it, it really resonated with me because it plays the United Battlefront, a card that I'm very resentful towards because I've had it played against me in the Azorius and Jeskai Artifacts deck, and it's so frustrating. It almost feels like a tutor. They seem to find whatever they want with it, but Mythic Mike found a very creative way to incorporate it into an Azorius Skellies build because he realized that right now a lot of the Skellies synergies revolve around enchantments, particularly the Corpses of the Lost, which gives all skeletons haste and creates a 2/2 body and buffs your skeletons, all of them by 1, giving them +1/+0. That's insane value for one card. That's why this is the engine of any skeleton deck that you'll see right now. And then the other realization was that Case of the Stash Skeleton is also an enchantment that gives you a 2/1 suspected skeleton, and therefore, because of that, there's a real good synergy with the United Battlefront to build a Skellies shell here. And then the other side of this is the enchantment side, where he realized that all these things are enchantments and therefore get a lot of value from cards like the Optimistic Scavenger, which allow you to put a 1/1 counter whenever an enchantment comes down. So with the United Battlefront, in addition to getting the Corpses of the Lost and the Case of the Stash Skeleton, you can also fetch the Sheltered by Ghosts, very good removal. Then a most helpful Weaver creates a 2/1 body immediately, and then the important very third phase gives a creature double strike, so you can get in for a lot of damage. And you can also fetch Seam Rip, more removal, and the Authority of Consuls to slow your opponent down in a sort of mirror aggro match. And then also a very cool card that I really like, and I love playing also in the Azorius Auras deck that I play, is the Lord Skitter's Blessing. This card is really insane with the Optimistic Scavenger because you get double triggers, one for the Lord Skitter's Blessing coming down, and then one for the Wicked Roll token that it creates, and then the Wicked Roll token gives a creature +1/+1, so you get a tremendous amount of value from it. And then you also have the Forsaken Miner, which is a staple in Skeleton's deck, because if you can bring it down when the Corpses is down, you get a 3/3 hasty skeleton for 1 mana, and you can pump out a lot of damage with that. So that's what we're doing for today. And as always, the way that this series works is I'll play a couple of games with Mythic Mike's version, and then I'll take his build, and if I feel like there's maybe some things I can do to fine tune it or change it a little bit, I will do that. So there'll be a little intermission, and then I'll play a couple more games with my version, and then at the end we can compare both versions and chat about the deck. So that'll be it for today. That's what we're doing. And as always, I may be the Nostalgic Necro, but I'm putting my nostalgia aside because Mythic Mike came up with an incredibly creative way to incorporate United Battlefront into a deck that I really love, the Azorius Skeletons deck. So we are going to be trying it out in the arena. Let's see how it does for us today. Okay, Mythic Mike's United Skellies. I've been pretty keen to try this deck for a while. I've been practicing in ranked actually for a while, trying to learn the lines, and I've actually struggled a bit with it. It's certainly a little bit trickier than I initially would have thought, if I could put it that way. It seems very straightforward, but you do have to get your sequencing right. Hopefully my practice will pay off here in the gameplay. Not much to do here. Looks like we're up against Control. We are going to slam the Corpses down. I don't think we can afford not to. We have to put them under pressure, otherwise nothing will work out for us. Next turn, go for the Starting Town. Make sure that we get it untapped. I should have probably played it last turn. Okay. So opponent's definitely got the counter here, but I think we still run this down. Let's try to apply pressure and get one of these through. The Corpses, or the United Battlefront, or the Scavenger. Okay. Interesting. A Manifest Dread. Okay. I guess that's an interesting card. I haven't seen that before. I've been aware of this card, but I've never actually played it, so nice to see someone trying something new here. Now we know they play counters, but if they had a hard counter, they would have used that. What is this deck? Is it some sort of flash deck? I think next turn we'll go for the sheltered play. Do we trade here? It's got some trick, right? Okay. That's fine, I guess. Go for these. They are tapped out though. This is actually a good time to go for it. Now let's go for it. They're tapped out. I was gonna do something a bit cuter, but they could have protection, so I don't really want to target their thing. And with this, we just pump out a lot of damage. Get it on you. I'll probably put it on the miner to maximize damage. That's something that I have to get better at, learning what to put counters on with the optimistic scavenger. Okay. I think, let's see what's up here. I still don't know what this opponent's up to. They sheltered by ghosts. What did they take? Take the scavenger. Gonna gain life. So we could take a. You could just do a risky play. I mean, they got 2 mana open, but they could just have a counter. Also, just go for the United Battlefront play. I think I'm gonna try this though. Try shelter their creature and hope they don't have hexproof. I feel like this is the kind of deck that's playing a lot of hexproof. Okay, we get it back. That's actually really nice. Tell you what, sometimes I think I have this tendency to overthink things, and I kind of get into my head about what the opponent might have and might not have. It's an enchantments deck. Interesting. They have another sheltered by ghosts. That's terrible. Okay, well, we're going to have a lot of haste here, so I think we start with this. And we need a huge hit off the United Battlefront. We get this, which is great. So let's just think here. This will be a huge amount of damage. It might just kill them as is. This will be more damage, but this will slow them down. Do we just win this turn? It'll be 4, 5, 10. I think I'm just going to do this. Maybe I'll regret this. Okay, so let's just think here. Put it on you. Put it on you. Just maximize the damage output. Force him to block. I don't want to attack with the optimistic scavenger. Okay. One attack with you. So they block, and they go down to... I think I might have been able to actually win that turn had I just put counters on the scavenger and attacked. I'm going to have to relook at that. I think that's something you have to learn with this deck, is where to put the counters with the scavenger. I still feel like I don't have the greatest handle on that. We get back our miner. Our situation is very good. But yeah, I have to figure out how to better distribute my counters with the scavenger. And I think it's like you have to do like maths on the fly to figure out the right way to do things based on their blockers and their life total and stuff like that. I gotta get better at that. Okay, nice to start with a win there. I really am hoping that I can showcase this deck well. I think it's got a lot of potential. And you just need a bit of the right draw. You've got to draw the good cards like the Corpses of the Lost, and you need a little bit of luck to just pull off the win before your opponent can stabilize. Okay, opponent goes first. We'll keep this. Surveil 1. Go for this. Next turn, we go for the Weaver. For another Corpses, man. I'm getting pretty lucky here, I think. Go for the attack. And it's got Lightning Helix. Okay. So, is this Control? We haven't seen blue yet. Okay, that could be blue. A 1/1 counter. Down the starting town. Just gonna go for this. Obviously they could have a counter. I still think you go for it though. Okay, they have the No More Lies. attack there. Hey, target creature gets double strike. So what do you do? Do you go for it again? Hope they don't have a counter. They got 4 cards in hand. I mean, it's so much damage if we pull it off, but they probably have the counter. Okay, they don't have the counter. That's pretty good. I think you just do this in case they have the sweeper. They have Get Lost for the Corpses of the Lost as well. Is that good? I think we'll keep that. It pumps out a lot of damage. Oh, they took away the haste of our skeleton. Ah, they stock up here. Good for them. That was a huge thing for them. They'll be able to refuel with that. Okay. I think we go for this. Let's see if we can get them to use removal here. Land. United Battlefront is great. I think I'm just doing this. Seeing if we can... Okay, we do. I'm gonna go for this play. This way, if they have a sweeper, they have to use it now and tap out. It's going to be too much pressure, I think. And that gives us an opportunity to hit the United Battlefront safely. And this can always come back. That's pretty good. And they have 1 mana open. So. Man, do you play out the Optimistic Scavenger as well? Just so that you can maximize damage output if you hit lots of enchantments. I think it's worth it. Hopefully I don't regret this. Okay. 1. I mean, this lets us find stuff if they sweep the board. I think finding stuff is very useful. I think this is good. Thanks, opponent. So I'm just going to maximize the damage output here. Get this down. So now if the opponent sweeps the board, we have the ability to hit the case, which is pretty good. 3 steps ahead, they don't find the sweeper, or they don't have it, and we get the win there. Nice to get the win against Control. And man, I was really trying to concentrate there on the gameplay. It's always tricky with Control to know how much pressure to apply on them versus, you know, dumping everything down and then they just have the sweeper and you lose. Okay, I feel like I'm hopefully getting the hang of this deck. Let's see if this can continue. If it can, I'll be very happy. Go first here. So I think we'll definitely go for the miner. Apply pressure on the opponent nice and early. And depending on what they do, we might go for Lord Skitter's Blessing. Okay, we don't know what they're up to. So this is where I'm always kind of unsure what to do. And I don't think I'm going to go for Lord Skitter's. My concern with that play... I should have played the planes there, whoops. My concern with that play is that if they have removal, you end up with nothing. Whereas this way, you know, you can bring the Lord Skitter's Blessing down a little bit more safely. It's currently how I feel about it. Put a 1/1 counter on something. So which creature would they rather kill? We want to put the 1/1 counter on what they don't want to kill. Guess we'll put it on you. Probably should have put it on the Forsaken Miner actually, because it's... I don't know. Okay, bit of Triumph. Oh no. Okay. I think for that, now that we know what they are, we've got to do this. Okay, I could have put that on before, but I was worried about the removal. So this is kind of good. It's good against Odd, and it's not so good against the Ringer. And we don't really have any instant speed into action. Not that that really matters with this deck. If they can do the thing, they're just going to beat you. Bridges Insight. Just gotta hope they don't have Kavaro. And if they do, that they don't. Okay, they go for the Town Greeter. That tells me they're probably looking for land here. Double draw is pretty nice. But this has double strike. Man, I think you just go for max damage output here. If we do the Scavenger and then Sheltered by Ghost, the Dredger's Insight, we prevent them from gaining life. And we maximize our damage output. I think that's pretty good. Sheltered by Ghosts. Put everything on the miner here. So that's 10 damage. And we play another Forsaken Miner. And they're going to have a blocker with the Town Greeter. I'm assuming that they took the Town Greeter because they don't have land. Couldn't they have taken the Breeding Pool as well? Oh, do they have Kavaro? Damn, if they have it, then we're just dead, right? They don't have Kavaro, and oh, Authority is so good. Oh, when you get it down and like they just can't block, it's just so good. Oh, not land. Oh, we actually get the win. We have 5, so yeah, okay. Man, when Authority does that and you get they're just not able to get their chump blockers in place, it's such a nice card in that spot. Okay, well, I'm certainly feeling a lot smoother with this deck, having practiced. And it certainly feels nice to kind of feel like I know what I'm doing, a bit of the lines. Okay, pay 2 life, go for the Optimistic Scavenger. Opponent hits the Meticulous Archive. Okay, so what do? Do you go for the most helpful Weaver, or do you go for the Case in this setting? This gets your damage going quicker. Oh, okay, it's the star. Oh, they burn Star Cage. That means they have another Star Cage. So in that case, well, it's okay. We'll just do this. And they definitely have Star Cage here. This is a very tough matchup for us. I'm trying to think about how you maybe change the deck slightly to get the win against them. Or increase... Oh, another land. Come on. Well, we know Star Cage is coming. I'm still going to play this. Yeah, so I've got an idea whereby when they Star Cage... Okay. It's not Star Cage. When they Star Cage, they have to wipe out your suspected skeleton, and then you have an opportunity to get something off the case. So the question that I have is there something you can fetch off the case to land? Come on. Rough situation. Yeah, is there something you can fetch off the case to maximize your chance of winning, or to really make it that you pretty much win, or have a high chance of winning just because you have the free hit off the case? Because that seems to me like the most... So we actually have a chance here. The opponent snares up. They go for the... Get a 4-4 out the deal. Don't think we're going to have quite enough here. Another land. Come on. Attack. We're just so toast here. I mean, what a terrible... Well, I think my luck's kind of run out a bit here. I was on a really good run there, and then I think I just only drew lands this whole game. But yeah, so my thinking is, can you put something in the deck to actually maximize your chance of winning against them? Okay, I think another land. You got to be kidding me! I mean, we're still somehow in this game. Man, if we drew Sheltered by Ghost there, we could have just won. Incredibly. Or Seam Rip. but all we draw is lands. And there's still a small chance. Nah, with this they're going to get too much, right? How many triggers do they get off this? 2? No, they just get 1. So if we draw Sheltered by Ghosts, we can actually still win this game incredibly. So Sheltered by Ghosts is what gets us the win, because then we can get in with the Suspected Skeleton. So we're not out of this just yet. Need that Sheltered by Ghost or Seam Rip. I think this is our last shot, but let me guess. We will draw land. Draw Authority of the Consuls. It's not enough. Okay. With that, we lost the game. Terrible mana flooding there, and it happens. What can you do? Okay, so this is the point in the video where I make some changes. These changes are just things or ideas that I have. I'm not saying they make the deck better, but it's just ideas to play around with. So the first thing is, we haven't actually drawn the 3 blind mice. I believe that Mythic Mike actually spoke in his video about cutting it out. So I'm going to just cut it out as well. And I'm going to go for the Ethereal Armor instead. I think the other option is just to go for 4 Seam Rips. But I have the suspicion that maybe in certain matchups, if your skeleton dies to a sweeper, maybe you can use the Case of the Stashed Skeleton once it's solved to find the Ethereal Armor, and then maybe you can get down like a Hasty Skeleton and just swing it for massive damage. So I'm just going to throw that in as a one-of. The other thing that I think is interesting with this deck, or that might need a little bit of tuning, is the lands, because ideally you want to hit your United Battlefront on turn 4, but with the Concealed Courtyard and the Starting Town, it's probably going to be a little bit difficult to do that. So I'm going to try cut out the Starting Towns and instead go for the Multiversal Passage. So at least we have the option of getting it down untapped. Of course, the Multiversal Passage only gives you one, type of mana, either black or white, depending on what you're looking for, but it does also have the advantage of getting the Verge online. So I'm going to try this out. We'll see how it goes over 4 games, and at the end we can sort of chat and compare and discuss other ideas. Okay, after that intermission, made a couple little tweaks to the deck. Let's see how it works out. The best way to learn, I believe, is just to try things, so we'll try that out. Opponent goes first here. Keepable hand, obviously we'd like to be on the draw. Sheltered by Ghost is nice. We pay 2 life here and just go with this. I mean, my reasoning for that is that it's mono black, and they are going to absolutely go to town in this optimistic Scavenger if we play it out, whereas they're a bit more reluctant to use up removal on this. So I think I'm kind of happy with that play. Tapped land. Ooh, we get the Ethereal Armor. Kind of get to test the idea here. So we just go for this. We could also they got 1 mana open. They could have removal for 1 mana, like a stab or something. Just gonna do this. We'll try to bait them into playing something so we can optimistic Scavenger and Sheltered by Ghosts. But this has thrown me off a little bit. I don't know what this is now. It's clearly mono black, but why are they playing this thing? Unholy Annex. A 1/1 counter. The counter on you. So how many enchantments do we have? I don't think we need to Shelter by Ghost this Unholy Annex right now. I think I'm happy just to do this. Let them try play a demon. And yeah, let them try play a demon, and then we can Shelter by Ghost it away, hopefully. This Ethereal Armor is going to pump huge damage. If we can get it down on a double striker, that'll be great. Okay, if they can just play a demon, please, so I can put double strike on stuff and also put Ethereal Armor, I'd be very appreciative of that, opponent. That'll be really nice of you. Okay, so the nice thing is we're going to put double strike on something. There's a good chance that whatever we put double strike on, they will have removal for. And then we can try load up the ethereal armor. I'm pretty excited to try this out. Okay, that's fantastic. Oh, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think we're gonna smack them for so much damage this turn. Okay, so we'll give you double strike. This comes down, pay 2, drop you, put it on you. Oh wait, take you, put it on you, and oh, please don't scoop opponent. I just want to see how big this thing gets. It's actually not that big, right? We don't have that many enchantments, but it comes down as an enchantment. This is what I was hoping for with the ethereal armor. I'm glad I kind of got to pull it off. But yeah, the main reason it's in there, I feel, is to fetch something if the opponent hits a sweeper. Imagine you have the Corpses of the Lost down, so your skeletons have haste. You bait your opponent into playing a sweeper, and then because they take out the suspected skeleton, you have an opportunity to get the ethereal armor, hopefully play down a hasty skeleton and go for the win. It's kind of the idea there. Okay, my version starting out with a win there. I feel like, have I hit the United Battlefront really in any of these games? I don't think so, right? Nice to do that. So we start with the Scavenger here. Please give me land. Please give me land. Please give me land. It's something. Okay. Yeah, Helpful Weaver. Pump up the Scavenger. We've got a good curve here if we can just hit land. Okay, opponent takes 2 down to 19. Another tap land is great. We don't hit land. But a 1/1 counter on you. Do this again for 1 mana. I don't think there's anything they can do to interact with this thing. So I'm gonna keep putting the counters on you, so that if they remove something, they'll have to remove the spider and we'll keep the optimistic Scavenger. Because if you pump up the Scavenger, then they'll be more than happy to kill it. So this way you give them a problem to deal with. If we can hit land here, we might be able to hit huge damage off the... oh, we're going to also get... Are we at the double strike turn? Oh man, double strike? Yeah, I'll give you double strike. Unfortunately, we don't hit the... Can we just win? I think we can probably just win. If we get this down, we double our counters, and then... Oh, this is going to be huge damage, right? Because this comes down, and this comes down, and it doubles the amount of triggers, and it's 4 because of the Wicker Roll token. Everything gets huge, and then we get another double. Oh man, that's insane damage. Wow. And it's got double strike. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. This is a 9/8 double striking spider. Oh, that's cool. That's a great, great turn. Oh man, okay, this deck is capable of just absolutely unloading in the right circumstances. Okay, nice to get a win there. Really, really happy with how this deck is feeling right now. The practice that I put in prior to recording was certainly helping, because I feel like it's a lot smoother now. And yeah, I still haven't hit the United Battlefront though, I don't think. Okay, what is this? Some sort of burn deck? Okay, ooh, we got the mana now. So it doesn't matter, we can just play this, because we're going to do this anyways. Man, this is the perfect curve, right? Turn 3 corpses, turn 4 Battlefront. Let's hope the opponent doesn't have something to really disrupt this game plan. But I'll be very happy if... Oh man, we're playing also like a lot of slow opponents. I think that it's very tough to play against this deck. Oh, it's actually aggro? I didn't expect that. Okay, well... Not many choices here. We're just going to go full swing, and then we just have to get something good off the United Battlefront, and this game should be fine. If we whiff off the Battlefront, it might not be the case. And I can't block this, it has Menace. Down to 9. Man, it's so tough for the opponents once the Corpses of the Lost comes down. It's just so rough. The amount of pressure that they have to take. Jeff, okay, so it's Lizards. The opponent attacks here. I think they're pretty much committing suicide. They can't attack. Crack the Fabled Passage. Okay, well, we're only doing one thing here, and that is this. And we're not going to whiff. We're going to hit insane stuff. Yes. Yes. What happened there? What's going on? Oh, attach Shelter by Ghost to something. So you attach it to you. And because it's got Menace, so you just take this out. It's 2 life, but it won't really matter. Because we get another skeleton and we attack in for massive, massive damage. They can block this, but they're still taking 7, 10. Yeah, okay. Oof. Okay, man, this deck can just explode when you get the right draw. It doesn't always get the right draw, and when it doesn't get the right draw, it can feel a little bit stagnant. But man, when you hit the right draw, it's absolute power. Okay, we're gonna play one more here, I think, and see if we can get that last win. Unfortunately, not the best hand, but I think you still keep it, right? I mean, it's not terrible, it's just that it's a bit heavy on mana. If this was like something other than land, it would be a pretty good hand. Okay. Sorry, what do you do here? I think I'm going to try lead in with the Scavenger. This is not a color that tends to have lots of removal, so maybe we can just bombard the opponent with this optimistic Scavenger. That's kind of my thinking here. If it's a black deck or something that has removal, I tend to prefer leading in with the Forsaken Miner. Okay, it's Kavaro. Kavaro. Can Kavaro do the Kavaro thing? As I've learned, sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't have it. They don't always have it. Don't always have it. So we'll go for this. Put it on you. Get a 2-1 out the deal. Next turn we can Shelter by Ghosts this Kiora away. And get down the Forsaken Miner. Oh boy. Put a 1-1 counter on something. I think I'm going for maximum damage. Next time this thing gets double strike, and this deck doesn't really play removal. I think I'm going all in on this play. I'm going to go all in on trying to... sort of hoping that they don't have a creature to block the double striker with next turn. I got Kiora. This deck doesn't always have creatures to play. So my thinking is we can just win next turn with a double striker. And if they invest everything in blocking this... Oh, they do have a creature to chump block them. Now I kind of wish that I had invested more into different... Maybe into more creatures so I could pump out more damage with a double strike. Bridges inside. Okay, so if we hit Seam Rip here, we're just going to win. And it still hasn't found Kavaro. Fortunately, we only hit land. So there's no point giving this thing double strike, right? Because they're just going to chump block it. So we'd rather give you double strike. Because, yeah, we'll give you double strike because we're playing corpses. And this, I think, maximizes the damage output. So you have double strike, so the opponent will want to block this. It's 4 damage, 5. Okay, we'll do this. So this will just come in tapped. And we'll attack all in here. So this is a double striker. This is 5 damage, 4 damage. And, oh, we actually just get lethal there. Okay, oh, that was pretty good maths, I think. I distributed the counters and made sure that I didn't put everything on the double striker because I knew they had a chump blocker. Okay, I'm getting better at the maths. Okay, this deck, when I first saw it, I thought it was very one-dimensional, and I just jumped straight into ranked, and I actually didn't do very well with it. And I learned a lot as I was playing those games. And as I played more games, I figured out some of the lines got to be a little bit careful about certain things. Think about the sequencing. Think about what your opponent's playing. Do they have removal or don't they? That'll tell you, for example, whether maybe you should lead out with the Forsaken Miner or the Optimistic Scavenger. But overall, as I've played more games with this deck, it seems very, very strong to me, and I went on a really nice run once I got a bit of experience with the deck. So well done to Mythic Mike for creating another banger. He really knows how to create those incredibly creative and competitive decks, and I do enjoy playing his deck. So thanks to Mythic Mike for that. Welcome back. I put my nostalgia aside because I was really keen to try out Mythic Mike's United Skellies deck, a very creative build, essentially realizing that United Battlefront could fetch you a whole bunch of skeleton synergies like Corpses of the Lost and Case of the Stashed Skeleton, and then also realizing that because all of these are enchantments, the Optimistic Scavenger has a lot of synergy as well in the deck, and therefore building this whole enchantment synergy with United Battlefront, I think it's a very, very clever build. In total, I did really well in this video. I only lost one game to the Jeskai Artifacts deck. However, prior to that, I played a whole bunch of games and my total record is 12-7, which is not bad, but I think as I've learned to navigate the deck better, I found that my results and win rates have become more consistent. There are certain decisions you have to make with this deck. You got to get your sequencing right, especially when you have the Optimistic Scavenger down, just to make sure that you play your enchantments before combat. But then, of course, if you're worried that your opponent has removal, you might want to adapt that plan slightly. The other very important thing is figuring out what to put 1/1 counters on, because on the one hand, you want to put all of your counters on one creature to give your creature double strike and swing in for massive damage. But on the other hand, that keeps that creature vulnerable. So if you're worried that your opponent might have removal, it makes more sense to distribute those counters. So you just have to look at the situation and figure out what the right thing to do is. There's certainly a bit of a skill ceiling to figure out that pattern. And like I said, it's kind of a bit of maths you have to do on the fly. You have to look at your opponent's blockers, their life total, a whole bunch of things like that, and just try get for that lethal swing or as much damage as possible. And then the changes that I made, I think the Ethereal Armor is a worthy change for the 3 Blind Mice. In certain situations, it might just get you the win because you can just pump up a creature really, really huge. I'd actually like to add more of these in the deck. I just don't know what you'd cut out. I don't feel like anything out is something that you can cut out. It all synergizes so perfectly. You could also just cut out the Ethereal Armor and just go for 4 Seam Rips, which would be also totally valid. Just add more removal to the deck. And then in terms of the land, I do think it makes sense to cut the starting town for the Multiversal Passage, just so that you optimize or maximize your chance of hitting the United Battlefront on turn 4. Of course, you do get the disadvantage that this locks you down into 1 mana, whereas the starting town gives you 2 mana throughout the game. But I feel like with this deck, it's actually, you don't tend to get stuck on white or black, and it has a lot of, you know, white and black sources like the Godless Shrine, the Concealed Courtyard, and the Verge. So I'm pretty happy with that change as well. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed it, and that'll be the gameplay for today. And if you did, stay tuned and consider subscribing, because there's going to be more nostalgic necro coming soon.